As we all are at the platform of the VAIR, where we are here to win the dreams. So I welcome to all of you in this journey. And as we always start with some positive quotes, with some super energy, and today's energy is saying that the harder you work for something, the greater you will feel when you achieve. That means, of course, you wanted to feel the great at that college you want, then definitely you have to do the hard work for that. Okay, so let's do the hard work and let's start the session now. So before directly starting, one announcement is that the last week's winners, we just have 3 winners of the last weeks, and those are the Samparna, Drishti, and Dia. So congratulations to these 3 winners, and yes, all says congrats to them. So that's really great that you are solving the questions. That means you are solving the, you are doing the practice, you're doing the daily assignments, you're attending the session, and all things are really good. So that's a great thing. So congratulations. And for other students, all the best. I wanted your names in the next week in this slide. Okay. So let's play a game. And what is a game? What we do as we daily attend the sessions, we daily attend the live classes, weekly days, monthly days. Whenever you attend these sessions, you do the assignment, then you get the points, that means coins. And what happens to these coins, what to do with these coins, and just we have seen the winners like this. Whoever will get more coins, they will get the rewards as the weekly rewards. These are the weekly rewards, then monthly rewards, and then quarterly rewards. Okay, so let's begin your game now. And as you are attending the session, that means you have already won the 500 coins, so congratulations. And now let's start a simple interest compound interest part number 3, in which we are going to do the compound interest today. Okay. So as we have seen the simple interest, and in today's session we will see the compound interest, in which we will see that what is the compound interest, then what is the formula to find out the compound interest, then when the different rate of interest, suppose the rate of interest is different for every year, then also what is the formula, then what is the formula if the number of year is different, that means just like compounded in yearly, half yearly, quarterly, like this, at that time what is the formula. Then we will solve some questions of the type number 1, which will be the simple level number 1, in which you have to find the compound interest or amount of principal, like this type of the questions. And then we will go for the type number 2, in which we will see the difference between the CI and SI. This formula based question, which are these both types are the most important as the exam point of view. So you have to understand these both points. Okay. So let's concentrate in the session today, and we'll see the 2 types of the question. At the end, we will take a summary. So now let's start. So what is the compound interest? That normally if you ask the formula, compound interest is nothing but the principal amount minus principal. That amount is equal to principal plus CI. So I can say CI is equal to A minus T. This is the formula. But in actual, what is the compound interest? Compound interest means interest over interest. In this simple interest, we have seen that interest was only on the principal. That means whatever loan you have taken, you have to pay only for that loan, only for that principal. But in this compound interest, what you have to do, every year you have to pay on the principal interest plus whatever the interest on that principal for the first year. Sorry, you have to pay the interest on that interest also. So we had seen the difference between the SICI, like I will again show you that difference. Suppose my principal is a 10,000 rupees. Okay, and this is for the SI and this is for the CI now. Okay, so let me tell the amount for first year. Okay, this is the amount for the first year, second year, and third year, for example. Okay, so if and R is a 10%, for example. Okay, R is a 10%, principal is a 10,000 rupees. So what will be your amount after the 1 year? You will have to pay the 10,000 rupees plus the interest, that will be 10,000 10%, which means equals to 1,000 rupees. So at the end of 1 year, your amount will become 11,000. Right? Because only that 1,000 will get added to this one. And similarly, for the compound interest for the first year, again it will be 11,000. That means amount, or you can say the interest for the first year of the simple interest and compound interest is always the same for the first year. Okay. Now let's see for the second year. Now for the second year, what will you do for the SI? Again 1,000, 10% of 10,000 will get applied. That means again 1,000 rupees will more added. So your SI will become 12,000. Because every year this SI will be increased by the 1,000 rupees. But now at this time, and in this SI, what are we doing? We are adding every time in the P itself. But at the time of CR, you have to add 10% in the amount. That means whatever the principal plus that interest, that total amount. So what will be 10% of 11,000? It will be 1,100, which means it will become 12,100. Are you getting this point? Okay, this is the difference between the SICR. Again, for the third year, what will happen? Again, 1,000 will get added. That means here it will be only 13,000. But here, 10% of 121,000, that means 12,100, it will get added once again. That means 10% of this is what? 10% of this, it will becomes 1210. So that means this will be your CI. So your amount will becomes now 12,100 and 1,200. It will become 13,310. That means amount, which means that you can say that SI after 3 years is equals to 3,000. And CI after 3 years is equals to 3,310 rupees. Okay. So this is the difference between the SI and CI. Means in which in the SI we were that SI, that means rate of interest was applied every year. Interest was applied only on the principal amount. But in the CI, interest on interest, that means total interest will apply on the amount at every year. Okay, so it will get increasing, and this time all times your SI will be same, that means 1,000 rupees. But yes, CR it will increase every year, right? So for the first year, CR was the 1,000. For the second year, CI was the 1,100. For the third year, it was the 1,210. So this is the difference between the SI and CI. That means this is the CI. Okay. Now let's see what is the formula. Yeah, compound interest is added to the amount. That is whatever amount becomes after 1 year, that on that amount interest will get added in the compound. That means interest on interest. प्रिंसिपल तो होता ही है, प्रिंसिपल पे ऑब्वियसली हम इंटरेस्ट फाइंड आउट करते ही है, बट इंटरेस्ट नॉट इंटरेस्ट टू. ओके, so now let's see how to find out the CI. Okay, this is the formula for the CI. You can find out. Now let's see the formula to find out the CI for compound interest. You can say that amount is equals to P in bracket 1 plus R by 100 raised to. What is the A here? Amount. Amount means what? Principal plus compound interest. This P is the principal, whatever loan you have taken. 1 plus R means at what rate of percent you have got the loan, divided by 100 into T. T is the time period for how much year you have taken the loan. So this is the formula for the amount. So if this is a formula, but this amount is nothing but the what? Amount is a P plus CI. Right? That means can you write down here, if I am saying that amount is equal to P plus CI. So can you say CI is equals to A minus P? Wait, what am I saying? A is equal to P plus Ci. So you can say that Ci is equals to A minus P. That means you can say that C is equals to P in bracket 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. This whole minus P. Can you say this one? Have you understood what I wanted to say? This is your amount. And Ci is what? Amount minus P. So this all amount minus P, you will get the Ci. Means the formula for Ci, if you take the P common here, you will get that 1 plus R by 100 raised to T minus 1. Okay, this is your formula for this Ci. And this is the formula for your amount one. Okay, that what is the formula at different rate of interest. That means suppose if R is 8% and R is 8% for all years, then you will directly take as a 1 plus R by 100 raised to T. But what happens if rate changes every year? That means you have taken a loan just like on the first year, you will have to pay the loan. You have to pay at the 5% per annum. For second year, it will become 8%. For third year, it will become 12%. Like this means if rate of interest is different for every year, then your formula becomes, that is a 1 plus R1 by 100. Okay, I will explain this formula here exactly what is. This one is different and R by 100 is different. Okay, that is not 1 plus R by 100. ये ऐसा नहीं है. Okay. Shit. Okay, but I will write down this formula here. I will see that in this PPT. If the rate of interest is a different, then what is the formula? Amount is equals to P into 1 plus R1 by 100. Okay, this one only R1 by 100, not total. Into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100 and so on for whatever the year. Okay, it is not the total. Please try to understand this. This is not 1 plus R1 by 100. No, this 100 is not divisible to both. Okay, it is only 1 plus R1 by 100. That means what were we doing in the previous one? Whatever the R, it was repeating for T number of years. But now what happens? R is different for every year. So I am just writing it in the separately. That's it. Okay. Mostly for the T's, they are not going to ask this type of question. But let's formula. You must know the formula. If they ask, then at least you can solve this one. Okay. Now let's see the next formula. The next most important. Now next concept is what? There are the three concepts only. Okay. First was the direct formula for the SI, that means amount. Second was when R was the different. Now the third condition is that what? When interest is compounded half yearly, that means in the CI, what happens? Sometimes they say that this R is a 8%, but what will happen that interest will compounded half yearly or it will be compounded quarterly, like this one. Okay, so whenever it is a half yearly means what happened? They are paying half yearly means year में six month पे ले रहे. What half yearly means on the 6 month interest will get applied. In the next 6 months again interest will get applied. That is the meaning of that half yearly. But rate will be 8%. Suppose rate is a 8%, 8% per annum. But is interest rate, that means it will be applied. That means it will be compounded half yearly. At that time, that 8%, we will divide that 8% into the 4 and 4. Means like at that time, your T will becomes 2T because it is a half yearly. Half yearly means अगर 1 year है तो वो कितना बन जाएगा 2, because in the half year you will count it as the 2, because half year means 2 times. At that time your R will becomes R by 2. This is the most important concept. Mostly for the T's they won't ask, we cannot expect, but still you must know this concept. Are you getting this point? Whenever the interest is compounded half yearly, at that time T is a 2T and R is the R by 2. So at that time formula will becomes A is equals to P into 1 plus, instead of R it will becomes R by 200 raised to 2T. Okay. Quarterly means what? 1 year में 4 times. In 1 year 4 times, so your T will becomes 4 times, means after every 3 months. After every 3 months means in 1 year there will be 4 times. So that your R will becomes R by 4%. So your formula will becomes amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 4 by 100 raised to 4t. This is your formula. 3 months में, yeah, it will be 3 months, every 3 months. 3, 6, 9, 12. That means in 1 year, there will be 4 times. So that's why it will be 40. In 2 years, it will be 8 times. Means 4 into 2, 8 times. In 3 years, 12 times. Okay, now understood to everyone? Now let's see the type number 1 question in which we have seen the basic CI formula questions. Okay. So let's see the question number 1. And these questions are quite lengthy. Okay. So let's see. Very good. So what will you do? Amount is equals to, you have to find out the amount. P in bracket 1 plus R by 100 raised to T. So what is your P? 8,000 into 1 plus R is what? 5%. Divided by 100 for how many times? 2 times. Means it will becomes 8,000 into 100 plus 1 by, that means 105 by 100 and 105 by 100. That means it is increasing 5% every year. On the population, we have seen that, right? It will increase as 5% per first year. Again, whatever on the after first year, on that 5% on the second year. That means if you do not know this formula, you remember the population based question, then also you can solve this one. So what will be the amount here? If you solve it, this 2020 will get cancelled, 1010 will get cancelled, 5 twos are, and this one will be 521 r, and this will becomes 4. So this will becomes 420 into 21, which is equals to 0, 42 carries a 4, and 84 and 4, 88. So it will be option number C, that is 8820. Now let's go for the next one. What are they saying? That CI is a 1261. So by which, as the compound interest is a 3%. So can you solve on what was the formula for the CI? CI was the formula, CI is equals to P in bracket 1 plus R by 100 raised to T minus 1. This was the formula for CI, okay? So what is your CI? 1261, which is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R is what? 5% divided by 100 raised to 3 minus 1. So it will becomes 105 by 100. 1261 is equals to P in bracket. This will becomes 105 by 100 into 105 by 100 into 105 by 100 3 times, right? Minus 1. So after solving this clearly becoming the too much lengthiest one. Yeah, actually. Wait a moment. I forgot that one to cancel out, right? It will becomes 20 and 21. Means 1261, which is equals to P in bracket 21 ka cube. What 21 by 20 cube minus 1. What is the 21's cube? Yeah, for this here you must know the 21's cube actually, okay? That means you must know the 11 cube, 21 cube. These are the most important. So what will be 21's cube? 21 ones are 21, 21 fours are 84 plus 26, 8, and that will 9261. Right? It means it will becomes 9261 P into 9261 divided by 8000 minus 1. So it will becomes 9261 minus 8. Okay. 1261, which is equals to P into, that will becomes 1261 by 8000. And this 8000, it will get cancelled. So you will get the P is equals to 8000. Okay, now let's do the question number 3. What are they saying in the question number 3? A certain sum invested at 4% per annum at compound interest, compounded half yearly. Now you will see here, it is a half yearly. Means what? Your T will becomes what? At the end of 1 year, means your T will becomes 2 and your R will becomes 2. Means whenever it is a half yearly, your T will becomes 2T, means 2 2 into 1 here, right? 2. And here R will becomes 4 by 2, which is the 2%. The amount is equals to P. That means 7803 is equals to P in bracket 1 plus R is a 2 divided by 100 raised to 2, means 102 by 100. 102 square, yeah. Into 102 by 100. P is equals to 7803. So your P will become 7803 into 100 into 100 divided by 102 into 102. So this will get cancelled by 3 itself. 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 3 2s are 6, 3 6 are 0 and 3 1s are. Again by 17 as you see. 17 2s are 34. This will become 17 1s are 17, remaining is 9. 17 5s are 85 and 17 3s are 153. Again that means it will becomes 153 into 100 into 100 divided by 2 into 102. Again by 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are, and this will becomes 3 5s are and 1s are. Again 17 2s are and 17 3s are. That means 4 into 25. So 25 into 3 75. You will get the 7500 here. So answer would be option number C. Question number 4. Now this is again, let's see. If a certain sum of money of rupees, I will explain question number 4. You have to do the question number 5. Okay, listen here. If a certain sum of money of rupees 225 amounts to rupees 256 in 2 years, find the rate of interest. If your principal is a 225, your amount is becoming 256 for 2 years. Then what is your R? Okay, what is your R? You have to find. So whenever do you want directly short trick or by the formula method? Okay, let's see. Amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 divided raised to T, means amount is what? 256, and this P will get divided here 225, which is equals to 1 plus R by 100 raised to 2. So if you solve this one, let's take a square root on both the sides. It will become 16 by 15, which is equals to 1 plus R by 100. So you will get R is equals to 16 by 15 minus 1, which is equals to 1 by 15%, means what? And into this 100, sorry, not even percent, I will directly say that. So your R will becomes 100 by 15 means 62 by 3%. This is your answer, option number A. Okay, just like suppose here what are they saying, that if principal and this is amounts to that, principal is a 3000 and this is a 3993. Now what you have to do, you have to check, can we do the ratio of this? Yes, you can do by the 3, that means this will becomes 1000 and this will becomes 1331, because I am dividing by the 3 because I want the ratio, smallest ratio of this. Now I cannot divide it as 1000 and 1331 because I have to make this as the perfect cube. Okay, so what will you do here now? As it is for a 3 year, so I will take a cube root. That means this is the cube of a 10, this is the cube of a 11. That means how much is increasing? CI is equals to 1 rupees. So your percent R will be 1 rupees or 10 rupees, because this is your P and this is your amount. So your R will becomes 10%. Now the next question is at 30,000 and 7%. Right? 30,000 पे कितना लेना हमको? 7%. So if you solve this one, as you know that 7 3s are 21. So if it is from the option, if you see that for 1 year it is a 2100 and your CI is a 4347. So of course this one for 1 year if it is a 2100, that means definitely your T will be 2 years, because for 3 years it will become 6000 something. For 2 years it will become 4000 something. This is the something, means you have to logically, you have to think logically for these questions. Oh, sorry, next type actually you will see, because these questions are too much lengthy and there is nothing meant. Every time only value changes and you have to do the same process. So now let's see what is the difference between SI and CI. This type of the questions. For 2 years and for 3 years, there are two different formulas. Okay, you will solve these questions too fastly. These are really easiest type of the question, and there are more chances that for 2 year difference they can ask the questions. Okay, so what is the difference? These are the formula. Difference between CI and SI for 2 year is always equals to P into R by 100 square. Okay, this is for what? 2 years. And for 3 years, difference is equals to CI minus SI is equals to this same P into R by 100 square into, you can say here like a 3 plus R by 100, or you can directly say 300 plus R by 100. Instead of this, you can also remember like this one, P into R by 100 square into, if this will become 300 plus R by 100. This is also more easy to solve sometimes. Okay, so this is the difference for 3 years and this is the difference for the second year. These are your formulas. So you have to use this formula and you have to solve the questions only. So let's see question number 1. Solve this one fast. What are they saying? The difference between CI and SI on rupees 2500 for 2 years at 4% annum is what? What are they saying? That P is a 2500 into R is what? 4 by 100 square. So it will becomes 2500 into 16 by 1230. Here 100 square is also there. Okay. Don't take directly R square and this is a 100. This is a 100 square. So this 40 will get cancelled and 25 4s are and 16 by 4 is a 4 rupees difference, right? This is the difference between the SI and CI. Here the difference between SI and CI on a certain sum of money at 5% rate of interest per annum for 2 years is a 15. So difference is given 15. R is also given, which is a 5%. For 2 years means you will use this formula. So this difference is a 15, which is equals to P. I have to find. R is a 5 by 100 square. So you can say that P is equals to 15 into 100 into 100 divided by 5 into 5, that is a 25. So this will become 15 4s are 60,000. This question, because only 2 questions are remain and these are really easy one. So the difference they have given, difference is a 15.25, which is equals to P you have to find into R is a 5%, 5 by 100 square. Even you can directly write down here 25 by 10,000 into 300 plus 5 means 305 by 100 or 300 plus 5 by 100. So it will become P into 25 by 10,000 into 305 by 100, which is equals to 15.25. So you will write here P is equals to 25 4s are. Now can you cancel anything? Nothing. 15.25 into 1234 divide into 4 divided by 305. So will it be divided by the, for this 20, can I do like this? 20 cancel and let's cancel this point. Now let's do by the 5 6 are and 1s are, 5 3s are 0 and 5s are, and again the 61 5s are, right? So it will become 5 4s are 20. It means it is a 2000. Okay. So question number 4 is here. This is never asked for T's. They don't ask easy question. Okay. No, they might be asked for 2 years. Okay. I think so. They can ask for the 2 years because many type of the exams I have seen that for 2 years, means which are the quite easy type of the exam. They asked for 2 years. Okay. So this is the last question now. Let's solve this one. So what is the difference? 93 is the difference. 93, which is equals to P into R by 100 square. R is a 10. So 100 by 10,000 into 310. 310 by 100. So what can you say here? Actually, this is easy. 31 3s are. So you can easily say, right? This 1010 will get cancelled and this 30. So your P will become 30 on 3. That's it. So bye bye. Take care.